Evaluate the indefinite integral. Here we have the integral of the cosine of pi divided by x squared dx. Okay, so here we want to figure out what are we going to do for the substitution. So in for this particular problem, we're going to let u equal pi divided by x. So for this one, we're going to let u equal pi over x. Okay, so now we're going to take the derivative of both sides with respect to x. Okay, so we have du. Okay, now keep in mind that this is the same thing as, well, let's just rewrite that first. So we're going to go ahead and rewrite this as u, which is equal to pi times x to the negative 1 power, because we're going to take the derivative of that. So for step number 2, we're going to have du, which is going to equal negative pi x to the negative 2 dx. So there's your derivative. And now we're going to rewrite this so that it has a positive exponent. So therefore du is going to equal negative pi times 1 over x squared dx. Okay, so if you notice, we have a 1 in the numerator, and then we have x squared, but we don't have a negative pi that's with this particular term. So we need to divide both sides by negative pi. So if we divide both sides by negative pi, then we end up with negative 1 over pi du, and that's going to equal 1 over x squared dx. So now in step number 4, let's go ahead and rewrite the original question. So we're going to go ahead and use the commutative property of multiplication. So we have the cosine of pi over x times 1 over x squared dx. Okay, and now we're going to go ahead and put our substitution. So we know that we have the cosine of u times, well, we know that 1 over x squared dx is negative 1 over pi du, so that's negative 1 over pi du. So now we're going to factor out the constant, which is negative 1 over pi times the cosine of u du. And then recall, what is the antiderivative of the cosine of u? Well, that is the positive sine u, so this is negative 1 over pi times the sine of u plus c. And then again, what did we determine u was from the beginning? It was pi over x. So we're going to get negative 1 over pi times the sine of pi over x plus c. And therefore, there is our result.